With our first glass, number one. So everyone can pick up their glass. This should be the first one, farthest one on your left. So cheers. Cheers. Thank you. It's okay. So when we're viewing the wines, yeah, you want to go step by step. So with the sight, you want to look at it first, and like it helps if you hold it up in the light to see. Okay, is it clear? Is it foggy? How is it? Bubbles is proof of carbon dioxide. CH2.
Mar,
So yes.
I'm sorry. But we mark it by like just checking it, or what do you do?
Okay, so when you're gonna use your own words basically for so for glass one, like I'm looking at it and I'm like, it looks clear. So for clarity in glass one, I would say. And then if one looks really clear, like the one after that, I would say like there's different adjectives. You could say one's like translucent, like that's like extra clear. Ready to move on to color? Mm-hmm. Okay, so for the color, I like to compare it to stuff. This kind of reminds me of like raw, kind of sort of that color. So I wouldn't compare that to it. But does anybody have any like observations and stuff?
Of what they think like it kind of looks like to them in color.
It's a little peely to me.
Peyish? Okay. I mean, listen, all adjectives, like, I like to use adjectives and metaphors to make it make sense to you. Because there's no point in using their terminology if it doesn't help you further understand what's going on. So.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a faint yellow, almost like goldish.
Okay. So, like with that, you could say the color is yellow and then the concentration is more like a faint pale or whatever.
Okay.
I'm Samantha. No, I've never tasted wine professionally before. And one thing I'm excited for is to taste all the wines.
Right, so we're cool to move on to nose for this one. All right, this is actually my favorite one. So I like to give it a smell before, just a light one, and then I'll swirl it. When you swirl wine, I know people have probably seen it before, it gives a chance for like the aromas and all that stuff to really come through. So after you swirl it, give it another smell and see if it is more like, ooh.
I don't know what to write. I smell it, but what is that?
Okay. So does it smell strong? Does it smell light? It's kind of faint?
A little light, yeah. Light.
Okay. So intensity, you would say it's got a light intensity.
Okay.
And then for age, does it smell old? Does it smell young? It smells like it's been around the block a little bit. Like, oh, okay. Smells young. All right. See, so it's kind of
not like too young.
okay.
Yeah. Adolescent.
Okay.
Adolescent. My stage of like 20 something.
Okay. A young adult wine. Okay. And then we get to like, I find this the more harder part, trying to really pick up what you're smelling in the glass. So if you ever need like a refresher, I like to sniff the back of my hand as like a neutral before I go back into the glass.
I'm going to say a green.
A green grape, okay. I get that. Let's see. It's like very...
I'm not going to hold you.
It's okay. This is the part I used to be in class and I would sit there and be like, how the fuck are y'all all smelling this? Like, I don't...
Like, you know, it smells like wine to me. Like, I can't really tell anything beyond that.
Okay, I'm getting like a little... You gotta sip back. Like a little pear. Pear. And it smells a little citrusy to me.
I get citrusy. I do get maybe.
Do you guys smell anything that doesn't smell like fruit? Like it could be vanilla, it could smell woodenish, it could smell spice, pepper, like anything that's not a fruit. Like I've had someone say like wine smells like rubber tire.
Rubber tires?
Yeah.
Hey, my name is Duran, and I have not tasted wine professionally, but I'm very excited about the food because food is good.
We are like kind of made our guesses for the nose part of it, right? All right, so let's move on to the fun part, which is taste. So I like to take like a small sip at first just so my mouth can get like acclimated to, oh, okay, this is wine, like before.
Are we supposed to taste the whole thing?
No. I think she said she takes a little.
I take a little sip at first just so my mouth can get like adjusted to it because it kind of shocks it.
idea because I was like, at first.
Yeah, and then when you go back in the second time, it kind of is more like, oh, okay. So how sweet does this taste to y'all?
It's a little sweet. This joint bitter. As far as wines go, though, I feel like all wine is like pretty bitter.
It's on the sweeter side? Okay.
There's definitely like a difference in wines. Like I feel like I've had some
Okay.
sweeter ones than like I have
Right.
also had.
But I feel like I've definitely had more bitter ones. I feel like this
I've
is
never had a
sweet
sweet
and-
red one.
Okay.
It does give like a better like at first probably, but
Yeah.
for me it's sweeter.
So like a little kind of, I guess it's like a trick thing when it comes to sweetness. Some fruit elements in a wine can give you a perception of sweetness. Like when it comes to sweetness, it's based off of the residual sugar that's left off of. So like basically once the yeast are done making alcohol, how much sugar is left in the wine. So you could have a wine that's technically dry but tastes really sweet because it's very like sweet. So just keep that in mind when you're playing. But I kind of get like a off dry, like not totally like dry.
It smells how, I mean, it tastes how it smells to me.
I feel like the fact that we just smelled it with all that extra made it taste kind of better.
Me too?
Anticipation.
I said, let's taste this.
Okay, so acidity. After you tasted it, did your mouth water a little? Did it taste like
It
you wanted
watered.
to pucker?
Like I needed some. I was parched a little
Mine
bit. Maybe I'm just having a whole different experience.
That might be it. We all have different palates. And then you really gotta like train your palate depending on what you're trying to do with it or not.
Wait, can I write like sentences or just have to be like one word?
No, sentences. Whatever you feel like describes your
Describe acidity.
acidity is basically like how your mouth interacts with it. So if it's really high in acid, it'll water. Like if you're eating a lemon, like, does it taste like a sour grape, or does it not really do that? It just kind of goes down. You're not really salivating, you don't pucker or anything like that. I heard some mix, like some said it like kind of is acidic, some are like so. I kind of got like a little medium action on it. Okay, so tannin. Did anybody get a drying feel after drinking? So that's a good time. You guys are like actively getting a hang of this. Like tannin usually is, you're not gonna find it in white wine unless it's like been aged in a barrel. That'll give it some of that element, because tannin is actually an element in the skins. And like I said, with white wine, they don't sit in the skins that way, if at all. So they don't have a chance to really get the tannins in there. Versus red wine, they sit in the skins, they get that color, and then they get the tannin in the wine as well. So no tannin. All right, alcohol out of this one.
I say maybe. No, not even. It's low.
It's
It's trying to be different.
Okay, and body. How does this feel in your mouth? You can take another sip, swish it around. How's it feel? Okay, so we ready to move on to the second glass?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh wait.
Oh, fruit.
Texture, fruit texture.
Oh, fruit, yeah. What did y'all actually like taste? Grape? Okay.
Oh, let me take another sip.
So this fruit
I'm-
and the fruit in the nose is basically like this. Oh wait, no.
Basically the same. Like a lot of times it'll overlap. Like if I smell like citrus, like I kind of tasted like citrus rind, but not always.
Hi, my name is Rebecca. I've never professionally tasted wine, so I'm really excited to just learn how to actually properly taste it and also just the different varieties of wines that I'm trying today.
All right, so glass number 2, let's pick it up. So what is this? What are you guys seeing in this glass right now?
It's pretty translucent.
Okay. All right, like with this, I would say it's like almost not water white, but real translucent. That's a good one. All right, color. And I would like advise you, you can pick up your glass from before to just hold it next to each other to see if there is a slight difference. There may not be the biggest difference in color.
Yeah. If anybody wants to drink from jump in.
You not drinking?
No.
glass from before or the glass that we're going to go to? Nah, I didn't drink. You didn't taste
From
it, though?
before.
I can't.
Anyone, I just... Okay, then the one after is fine.
Yeah, I feel out, bro. I mean,
Well, this is the first one.
Like also, which is, I guess like a tip for clarity, if you like hold it against something white and like see the way it bounces off of,
hold it against something like.
yeah, and see how well you can see through it.
But this one has bubbles in it though. I see bubbles.
Okay, that's a good observation.
So I think I know what this one is.
So, color, what does this look like to y'all? Like the same clear?
Yeah, because like I like when I put it to the paper, I definitely could like see through this.
Okay.
I can see the lines on the paper.
Still a yellow tint.
Yeah.
Like, but
Okay. All right, so we're ready to snip. We're ready to smell?
yeah.
Okay. So intensity, what are you getting?
It smells sweet to me.
It smells
Well,
good.
is it like a stronger, like, is it more like, ooh,
Definitely stronger.
stronger?
Yeah, but it ain't like, oh, I smell sugar.
I
Like,
feel like I had to. I feel like I had to smell this more to get the scent. I feel like as soon as I put my nose here, it's like
Exactly.
getting
So
it.
that's more of an
It smells
intense
pretty,
nose.
yeah. It's intense.
This smells very fruity.
I like this.
Yeah, see?
I like this one.
All right, so age, how old does this wine smell? And remember what I said about, as far as older wines, what they tend to smell like and what happens to them.
Does the age and like affect the intensity as well?
It depends, but with age, I just like to think, okay, if it's really fruity, it's probably a little bit younger because it still has all its, flavor and everything.
Okay.
This is a baby one.
This is a baby John. Right.
This is like a 10-year-old, like wrong.
Okay, now we really gotta sit here because I peep y'all all tell the difference in the wine now. So let's see if we can pick up what fruit we're actually smelling in this bitch.
I say passion fruit.
Okay, I like it, tropical.
That's how my water ice smells.
We're still smelling. We're still smelling. Sorry.
I can't.
It's giving something, but I don't know what it
It's
is. I'm telling
citrusy.
y'all,
Definitely more
passion fruit.
citrusy.
I smell this passion fruit too.
Yeah, I'm getting like tropical fruits very much.
For fruit, can I put citrus?
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
what? I would just like tropical.
But it's something right.
Give me-
Citrus is orange.
Yeah, that's what.
Tropical.
That's what
I
it's
get a
giving
little
me.
limish. I
Yeah, it's
guess.
like giving me some like something
Oh, man,
citrusy.
lime. I can't tell you what lime smell like. I don't know what lime smell like, honestly.
Okay. Any non-fruit things we're smelling or no? Remember, you can, hit the back of your hand if you need a refresh. All right, so.
Smell good, dog. I want to like a candle like that. Or something like that.
All right, so I know y'all are waiting for this. All right, you can taste it now.
What is concentration again? Like the different type of categories?
Concentration for like sight,
Yeah.
like how deep the color is. So like, say if it's red, like it's a deep red or a light or a pale.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, she's real different.
Smoother.
It's different than when I thought it was gonna taste like.
Ooh,
He said,
definitely tastes more carbonated, like more drying.
Watery. I got watery.
Watery? Okay. So sweetness, what are we saying? Sweet, dry, off dry.
It smells sweeter than it tastes to me.
It's very tart.
It's like sweet and water
it's hard.
at the same time.
It got like at first it doesn't taste tart, and then like it becomes like lemon, and I'm like,
That was a good one.
Yeah.
See?
Well,
No, I said citrus. You said orange. You said citrus is like orange. And I said, well, that's what it's giving. I meant citrus.
well, I'll just
I didn't say it.
do that and put it to the side.
Citrus, because orange is something citrus.
Yes.
Lime is also citrus. Lemon is also citrus.
Yeah, sure.
You are certified?
But I didn't say it. I said citrus.
No, but you okay with it?
Okay, just forget it.
Yeah, sure. All right, so I think Riley made like a good, what am I trying to say? Like, guess with the whole lemon, like how it kind of, after a while, tastes really lemony, that could give a hint to the acidity, that it's higher in acid. Versus the one that was kind of like before, a little This one, it might be cool to try it with the lemon because it might make it taste sweeter. Because the lemon is so, like, tart.
Can I get a little more?
Yeah, sure. Don't look closer.
Oh, yeah, I would like
Does anybody need a refill? Wait, can somebody actually pass me a lemon, please? Sorry.
Try with the lemon. It's like sweeter.
Got some cheese on it though.
That's okay.
The lemon is like bitter, so it brings out the sweetness.
Someone's paying attention.
oh, it tastes way better with the lemon.
That's so tricky.
I'm drinking it first and then taste it.
That's different, bro.
Lemon.
I think I
I feel like I'm like, you know when right until you mix the flavors together.
And it just, so yeah,
Get it some more.
yeah, sure.
That was so good.
Because the lemon is so, sour, it helps balance the acid in the wine and makes it appear sweeter.
Why not? You about to get a bunch of lemons?
Alright. The dry.
You're like 5 losers.
Okay. You don't get a drying feeling out of this, right? So low tannin. All right, alcohol. How does this feel?
It's a mid, because I'm feeling a little woozy. You know what I'm talking about? You know, after you drink something, you're like, hold up.
That's how you feel it? Ooh. It's a little early for that.
Yeah, we on glass number 2. Please pace yourself. You don't gotta take big sips. All right, so fruit. What do you guys taste? Like, I know before Kenny said he smells passion fruit. Do you still taste that same passion fruit?
No.
It tastes way different.
Way different. Trying that.
Bad.
It's a thicker one.
So does the fact that it's carbonated, does that play into the body?
Yes, it does. It'll give it like a lighter body at times. And there's like a variation with the carbonated, like ones that are heavily carbonated, they're like a full sparkling wine versus like one that has a little bit of bubbles. They'll just call it like a spritz type, like it has like a little spritz to it. Yeah. Did we kind of like make it our way through for number 2? Can we get to number 3, or are you guys still working on it? No rush. All right, can we move on to number 3?
Yeah.
All right. So we're back at site.
This one's a little carbonated as well.
Yeah, not as much. Yeah. I can still see through it.
I don't know. I feel like I see the same color.
All right, pick up glass 2 and the one you just have now as far as color and see if you can see a difference. Number 3, right? Is a more golden yellow versus number 2 kind of is just a little yellow tint. Like.
I feel like this reminded me of the color of the first one more.
Intensity wise.
I feel like the
Do you-
scent is very like faint.
Okay.
Hold up.
Much more faint, yeah.
I can't even smell it.
This
It's so low
This
intensity.
reminds me of church.
yo, this smell like
It does.
Okay, age then. How's this smell? It smells older. Try giving it a swirl again before, like a good, wrap around before you smell it again.
This smells like a day at the church, I'm telling you.
I feel that. Heavy.
Maybe older.
It smells older to you guys?
I don't know what it is.
Because you don't really smell like the fruit.
Less fruity.
It smell like, you know what it is? It smell like candies, grandma candies.
The butterscotches.
That's exactly. Hold up.
All right, so I'm about to, like, a little thing with Chardonnays. I'm not saying which one is which. I'm just saying when they tend to be in warmer climates, thing basically happens. It's a chemical reaction where the fruit turns into like this creamy, more buttery type of chemical. So it'll smell more buttery. It'll smell more milky, popcorny, breadish, rather than fruit.
Buttery. So non-fruit.
It smells like buttery.
I'm getting a little spice. Very faint.
Okay.
Like
American.
like warm spice, like the bacon spices and stuff. But the butterscotch candies, that was on. Go ahead, Kenny. Your nose working.
My nose working?
No, the other candy.
This is old.
I don't smell any fruit though.
Yeah, I don't really get that much fruit on this. It's very much just like old empty basement and butter.
You don't smell it buttery? It's
Hit the back of
buttery,
your
but it's
hand.
like buttery.
Yeah, it
Butter
doesn't.
adjacent,
Yeah,
it's
like
something
it
that-
smells like
I feel like this gonna be good.
cheap buttered popcorn.
I feel like this gonna be
Yeah.
It's gonna be this one that just.
I can't believe it.
Okay, so we ready to taste?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh, I think it's my favorite one so far.
Kind of smoother than I expected. I don't know why I thought it was going to be.
These smells are deceiving me. I don't like that.
I don't like this one at all.
Is it? So it's not sweet.
I don't like the aftertaste.
I don't like it.
Yeah, the aftertaste kind of. So sweetness, how does it feel? Like
None. No fruit.
Kind of sweet too.
I get it. It kind of tastes sweet.
Is this a lemon
Like it.
thing too?
It. Actually, with this one, try the tomato. If y'all like tomatoes. If y'all like.
Tomatoes, but these ones was hitting today.
So certain like vegetables and fruits can like trigger this different.
Yeah, because tomatoes are actually really acidic themselves. So it'll do like the same thing, not as strong as the lemon, but it'll do like a similar reaction. Can someone pass me a tomato?
Slightly, not as dramatic as with the lemon, but still good.
Thank you.
That was good.
Okay. Acidity, how does it feel?
Maybe not the tomato because
Not really acidic, right?
No, the regular.
So it's low. Tannin, how do you guys feel about it?
Nah. Not really.
And then tannin is like
The dry feel in your mouth. Like after you finish it, there's no more wine in your mouth. How does your mouth feel?
It's like medium to me.
Alcohol, how does this feel?
A little more than the last one.
It feels heavier or lighter compared to the other two?
I don't know if I'm just getting gradually more lit or.
I think it's heavier. I think it's lighter. I think it's lighter. It's lighter, but it's harder and nasty.
Yeah, maybe.
That makes sense.
Is it like smooth? Like is it like?
Wait, what are we putting the lighter if you feel like it's lighter for?
The alcohol, I was saying alcohol, but with alcohol and body, it's the same. So if you feel like it's a lighter body, then it's probably lower in alcohol.
Okay.
For real? 'Cause I feel like it's high in
She
alcohol.
thick. She a little thick.
And for like just to range alcohol, one that would be low would be considered like anywhere from like 6 to like 10. And then it starts getting high up in like 14%. that's when it's like, oh, this bitch hot. Do we taste any fruit? I know we kind of like went through it. No fruit, right?
I think I'm about to get some more bricks to level out my cherry.
Okay.
That's a vegetable.
You taste a vegetable? You can. Like, there's been times I've tasted wines and it tastes like grass. Yeah. So wines can taste anything. They can taste herbaceous. They can taste like flowers. They can taste like.
The second one gave me flowers. No. The first one. I don't know. I got flowers in my cup.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned a little bit of anything, or even not, that you enjoyed the content as well. I hope you have poured a glass for yourself as you were going through this. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at _herplate. Check out our website, herplates.com, and stay tuned for more content.